Imagine for a moment that you walk into a room and the woman you've admired from a distance turns her head, notices you, and can't help but smile. Not because of what you wear, not because of how much money you have, not because you rehearsed clever lines, but because of the energy you carry and the confidence you radiate. Every man dreams of making that kind of impact. Every man wants to know the secret, how to attract a woman deeply, how to make her fall in love in a way that feels genuine and lasting. And tonight, I'm going to tell you something that no pickup line, no cheesy dating app strategy, no manipulation technique can ever give you, because the truth is, getting any woman and making her fall in love with you is not about tricks, it's about transformation. The first thing you must understand is this: women are not attracted to perfection, they are attracted to presence. You do not need to have the perfect jawline, the perfect car, or the perfect Instagram profile. What you need is the ability to show up as a man who knows his value. Think about it, confidence is not arrogance. Arrogance says, I'm better than everyone else. Confidence says, I know who I am, and I don't need to compare myself. When a man walks into a room with that quiet assurance, women notice, because it is rare. Most men try too hard to impress. The ones who don't force it, who don't seek approval, are the ones women are naturally drawn toward. But confidence alone is not enough. A man who wants a woman to truly fall in love with him must also have direction. Women fall for men who have a vision, who have goals bigger than themselves, who are building something worth sharing. Think about the most attractive figures in history. They weren't loved simply for their looks. They were loved for their passion, their fire, the purpose that drove them. When you have a dream that keeps you up at night, when you're working every day to become more than you were yesterday, that is magnetic. A woman doesn't just want to join your life, she wants to join your journey. And if your journey excites you, it will excite her. Now let's talk about communication. Most men believe that the key to winning a woman over is saying the right thing, as if there were a magic sentence that unlocks her heart. But women don't fall for words, they fall for the feelings behind the words. Listen carefully. When you speak with authenticity, when you look her in the eyes and speak from your heart, you don't need the perfect script. She will feel it. Too many men approach conversations like interviews, rushing to prove themselves. Instead, slow down, be curious, ask questions not because you're trying to tick boxes, but because you genuinely want to know who she is. When a woman feels truly seen and truly heard, she connects, and connection is the root of love. But connection is impossible without respect. One of the greatest mistakes men make is confusing attention with affection, buying gifts, showering her with compliments, bending over backwards may earn gratitude, but it will not earn love. Respect is not about treating her like a queen on a pedestal, it's about treating her as an equal. It's about valuing her mind, her boundaries, her individuality. When a woman knows that you respect her choices, she trusts you, and trust is the foundation upon which every lasting relationship is built. Now I want you to ask yourself something. Are you the kind of man who fills his own cup, or the kind of man who waits for someone else to fill it for him? Because here's the truth, you cannot make a woman fall in love with you if you do not first fall in love with yourself. This doesn't mean being selfish. It means knowing your worth. It means cultivating your body, your mind, your spirit. It means being comfortable in your own company, because when you are whole on your own, you don't chase love out of desperation, you invite it out of abundance. And that is the energy that makes women lean in instead of pulling away. Let's be honest, physical attraction matters, but it's not about having a model's physique. It's about discipline. When you take care of your health, when you stand tall, when you walk into a room with energy instead of slouching in defeat, you send a message: I value myself, and I value life. That's what she sees. It's not about six-pack abs. It's about the glow that comes from discipline and self-respect. And when you carry that glow, you won't have to chase women. They'll be curious about you, gentlemen. Here's the reality you need to embrace. Love is not about getting any woman. Love is about becoming the kind of man that the right woman doesn't want to lose. You don't need to learn how to manipulate her emotions. You need to learn how to elevate your own character. Women fall in love with men who are consistent, who are reliable, who are passionate, and who make them feel safe, not just physically but emotionally. If she knows she can laugh with you, cry with you, dream with you, and still feel secure, then you have something that no shallow trick can ever create. Remember this too. Mystery is powerful. In a world where everyone overshares, where everyone tries to prove themselves instantly, be the man who leaves something for her to discover. Don't rush to tell her every detail about yourself. Let her uncover layers. Let her curiosity grow. Attraction thrives in the space between knowing and wondering. When you combine honesty with a touch of mystery, you become unforgettable. But none of this matters if you are not authentic. Women are intuitive. They can sense when you are pretending, when you are playing a role, when you are trying to be someone you're not. Pretending might get you attention, but it will never earn you love. Authenticity, even with flaws, is more attractive than a perfect mask. Be willing to be vulnerable. Be willing to admit mistakes. Be willing to show her that you are real, because real is what lasts. So here is my challenge to every man listening right now. Stop asking, how do I get her? Start asking, how do I grow into the kind of man she would never want to let go? Work on your confidence, your purpose, your health, your communication, your respect, your authenticity. Become so magnetic that you don't need to chase, because love will naturally gravitate toward you. The woman you want doesn't need perfection. She needs presence, passion, respect, and security. She needs a man who is not afraid to lead, but humble enough to listen. She needs a man who knows his worth, but doesn't need to prove it. In the end, making a woman fall in love with you is not about winning her heart as if it were a prize. It's about building a connection so deep, so authentic, that she doesn't fall in love with what you show her. She falls in love with who you are. And when that happens, gentlemen, you won't just get any woman, you'll get the right woman. And that makes all the difference.